Right. I think we're live now. I go ahead and send out a tweet. Happy Friday, by the way. Looks like we're live. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and send out a tweet. Yo, what up, Nardo? How's it going, man? Let me know if you can hear me. Trying to make sure all this is working right. So I should. Yo, Nardo, can you hear me? Awesome. Thanks, man. Hope you've been doing well. Gonna go ahead and try to send out a post. Hmm. Gonna hop right into it in just a second. There we go. Cool, cool. All right. Post is sent. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. Threw away some lunch money because this new hex update is super. Dude, I know. That's exactly what I was thinking. I think that it happened a a week or two ago. Because when I started doing this, I noticed that it was loading much faster. I mean, maybe 2 weeks ago it wasn't working, and then for sure last week I noticed that when I was getting on here and making the stakes, and even ehex too, um, it's much faster. So for anybody else that's out there, there has been an update to the go.hex.com, the staking website that we're looking at right here. It's loading much faster, so you can actually switch between PulseChain and Ethereum significantly faster. I've also made some personal stakes on ehex recently too. I haven't made a stake on ehex in a long time, several years, and probably since before the blow off top several years ago, when before PulseChain was launched. And then there was probably, I don't know, what has it been, 2 or 3 years since I've made a hex stake. And then in the last couple months, I started watching the price and just realized that, you know, it's time. And I've been DCAing over the last several months and creating hex stakes. So I had been primarily making them on the Pulse Chain network. Let's see, starting back around May, June. So I started like actively locking up around here again. And then I'm not sure if this chart's gonna turn out. Okay. Yeah, so this is the E hex chart. And I just recently made a pretty big one on E hex. I think it was like $3 to stake. And Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I guess I got nervous because of so back in the beginning when I was making steaks, it was pretty cheap way back here. And what was that? Back in 2001, it was pretty cheap to stake your hex, and made several stakes through these first 2 years, I guess. And then unstaking became extremely painful. I still have some stakes that I haven't unstaked. I made some like small like $5 stakes, like just testing the network and seeing, what would happen. And they're like 40, $50 to unstake. So I guess I've been like a little bit nervous to make EHEX stakes, but now the price is so low again. You can make a pretty significant size stake, if you have the capital, and get quite a bit of T shares. So that was my theory on why I did that. T shares is the name of the game. So with the price down so low, and it doesn't seem to be dying. I think a lot of people thought that, Hex was going to be, EHEX was going to be dead, but it's certainly not going to be dead, and it's certainly here to stay. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to do the same price performance as PHEX. I believe Richard Hart has mentioned that he is going to promote, PHEX over EHEX. Which is fine. It doesn't matter. There's still so crypto. A lot of people most people that are in crypto are going to be doing whatever they want to do anyways. Uh, that's my opinion. I certainly am. A lot of the people that started with the beginning of Hex, they have a lot of EHEX. They don't want to see it to die. I don't want it to die. And yeah, so maybe different prices, but I'm staked for 15 years, so a lot can happen in 15 years. This is not exactly going to be a I who knows what's going to happen, right? So every second the price changes. So with staking, it kind of takes that anxiety out of the market of or out of the price action, every day of what it's doing and what's going on. You want it cheaper when you're making stakes. Obviously, when you're selling them, you want it to be more. But right now, just looking here at the pulse chain hex, the pulse hex chart, this is I don't even really know what the sack price was. I don't know, Narda, if you're still on there or if anybody's watching right now. Do you guys know what the sack price was? I think it was somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if it was like down here, up here. I can't remember what it launched at, but we're essentially at like launch prices right now, which is wild. I guess it was the SEC lawsuit has been holding us back, but yeah, I mean this kind of feels like the beginning. So it still feels like we're in the very beginning of this whole thing. All right, well, something else I wanted to discuss on today's stream was this guy Ben. He has some pretty cool charts that he posts on X, and this is the hex staking start to end ratio. And so basically, he's saying that we're starting more stakes than ended stakes. So the trend is going back up. So people starting to stake again. And obviously, that's not all because of me doing this 15-week challenge, but I do want to help keep this to go up. I mean, I really think that people need to get back to using the contract for what it was made for, and staking their hex. So shout out to Ben. You can go follow him if you're into seeing cool charts. I personally dig it. He had this other one back here. Yeah, basically just saying that, new stakes are starting to rise again. So that's what we want to see. We want to see the coins being locked up, and we want to see supply being taken off the market. That's best case scenario for us. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get into the stake. So this week, this is what I say it was week 5, pretty sure. And we're doing an 11 year stake. Pretty sure that's what I said. This this episode's about. Yeah, 11 year stake, week 5. So I'm gonna do this for 15 weeks. Basically, you're gonna do a stake every Friday. I'm gonna try to continue to uh, do a stream. If I can do it, great. If I miss one, don't hate me, but I'll do it with. I'll make the stake so the staking ladder is the same. Here's a picture of the staking ladder. So I started off with a 15-year stake. Uh, this was actually a 5, 5, 5, 5. Then we did 14, 13, 12, and now we're about to do an 11 year stake. So what I do is I go to the uh, Pulse Exchange to figure out the price of $25 of Hex. Go to Hex. So $25 of Hex is approximately two 2,239. I want it to be $25. I'm trying to be greedy as greedy as I can because I would love to do. I am doing larger than $25 stakes to be transparent on my personal accounts, but on this one, okay, cool. We're gonna do 2,300, which is $25.54. So 2,300 hex, and this is just I had some. I purchased this hex before, like when I started this for this account specifically. What did I say? 2,300 hex, and we're gonna do 2036. Again, I'm just doing November because that's my birthday month, and that's easy for me to remember. So we're gonna do November 1st, 2036. November 1st, 2036. Be 11 years from now. And I'm pretty stoked to see, I'm gonna keep talking about this specific account, and we'll see. We'll see what it does. Maybe I mean, I'm sure it will be worth. It'll be worth a lot more in Hex, that's for sure. uh, so let's see. Did I do that right? Yep. November 1st, 2037 was last week's, and this one's November 20th, 36. Man, days. So that's 4,089 days. It's a lot of days. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and stake this, and then my favorite part will pop up, which is the green banner when it says it was successfully staked. Yeah, absolutely, man. Leonardo is saying is being in the market has helped more than trying to time the market, and I absolutely agree. I cannot time the market. Uh, you can try and predict. So somebody on Twitter was saying, I think it was Immortal or somebody like that. He was, saying that there are charts where you can, see when other people's stakes are ending and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really sure. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's not how I personally do it. And it sounds like Nardo agrees. You just you got to be in the market. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Awesome. So we've successfully staked 2,300 hex. I love seeing this green banner. Just kind of makes me excited. uh, but yeah, putting money out in your future it's something that I had never thought of before Hex started. Like I've never been somebody that's like good at savings, so this is perfect for me. Also, I do not have diamond hands. I have paper hands, and if I didn't have all that Hex staked from that first bull run, I would have sold it all. I mean, essentially, I'm not independently wealthy outside of crypto, so crypto money has changed my life in several different ways. So when it started going down, it was like I had less money. That's just how it was. So staking in the hex like this has been crucial for me in keeping my bags and being able to save some for later, essentially. And what's so cool is that you're generating hex every single day. So looking down at these active stakes. So this is the one that we just did, and now it's pending. You can kind of see the price volatility here too. It's been pretty stable. So that first one that I did, which was 555, it was valued at $25, was 3,500 hex. So you can see the price has pumped pretty significantly, but over the last couple of weeks, it's kind of been pretty steady, which I'm pretty happy about. Uh, but you can see, I mean, that was just what 5 weeks ago. $25 with the hex is now 36. So the price for the top volatility, if I could say it, is definitely fun to watch. And I'm getting closer to that 1T share. I mean, I'm gonna definitely surpass that. That was kind of my goal. I really wasn't sure, I haven't staked small amounts like this in a long time. Like I said, since the beginning, and it was way different. T shares were much easier to get. So hopefully in the next 2, 3 weeks, we'll have 1T share total in the account, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this 555, I've already yielded 10 hex. The next one, 5, 3, and 1. So total of 20 hex. And not to get into too much into moon math, but I do see this asset going to, uh, you know, dollar, $10, whatever. So the 10,000x from, if Richard Hart said that it was designed to 10,000x. Those 50 cent T-shares were real. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it right up in here, folks. There were there was a time back when we could get a T-share for 50 cents, dollar, $2. I didn't, back then I didn't even really know what what that what that meant, right? So I had a lot of really small hex stakes when I first started because I just didn't know. I didn't know. I wish I had. I wish I had made like a couple hundred, couple hundred or a couple $1,000, 15-year stakes. But I didn't. Most of the stakes that I made, I have a lot of stakes, but they were all fairly small because I didn't have a lot of money at the time. Um, so I wasn't making $1,000 stakes. That's not what I was doing. I was doing like more like 20, 100. Maybe I had one or two that was a couple $100. Um, so yeah, I mean it's just now the data's in. I'm comfortable with how it works and what the ecosystem is. I remember the first day or two being like nervous because I had been scammed every way possible on crypto. I mean, I'd been in crypto since like 2016, 2017, and I've had money hacked by exchanges and like literally have lost money every way possible that you can think of in crypto. And so I remember the first time being like, I think I had staked like one hex. Like, it was like super, I have like a one hex stake was like one of my very first stakes just to like watch the process and see it go through. And then as like, you know, then I did like a little bit more, and then I did a 5-5-5. I think I did my first 5-5 stake on day 3 or 4. Again, it was super super small. It wasn't until like a couple months after it launched where I was like a little bit more comfortable and started doing some like a little bit bigger, but still I wasn't like I didn't have a ton of money at the time. Like I said, I was just trying to do everything I could. I mean, I work blue collar and yeah, just doing what I could. Every paycheck was just buying a little bit, and so yeah, I hope this helps get the word out to people and people start staking again, and it looks like it has according to Ben's charts. There was definitely like a lull, but people are going up, and the trend seems to be going up. And I hope that continues. And, not financial advice, but my personal play right now is to buy and stake as much hex as I can. I'm not really in other cryptos. I hold I hold some other assets, but not like I do Hex. Hex is like 95% of my portfolio. I don't even really hold a lot of ink and the other like Richard Hart coins. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. It's just I like the contract. I like locking it up. I would say 98% of my hex, or no, not 98, 99% of my hex is locked. Um, I have very little liquid because right now is a time for me to get T shares. That's my mentality. That's how I'm thinking, and that's what I'm personally doing is getting these T shares because now it seems like Richard Hart is doing the he's doing marketing now. And last time he did marketing and stuff like that, it went up to 52 cents. So we're going into better people's wallets. Time waits for no one. Yeah. Or coins are getting going into better people's wallets. Yeah, exactly. So like I guess what Nardo's saying is there was a couple bad actors, I guess, for people that weren't really in the ecosystem that had a lot of it. And I don't know if you've been on X lately. Everybody's been like crying, complaining that they're dumping the price. Uh, but if you're doing what we're doing right now in staking, it's a buy opportunity, right? So if you look at the price chart, I mean, it hasn't even taken off yet. I mean, they're yeah, it hasn't, in my opinion, done anything. I mean, this is not even like this is still like a launch chart. It hasn't even done its first run yet. So, if you can stay patient or if you're new to this, in my opinion, this is, it's yesterday was always the best time to stake. And yeah, I'm definitely getting my bags, and I hope you're getting yours too. All right, well, I'm going to sign off for the night. I'm gonna go see a show. I'm gonna go see some music tonight. So, Nardo, thanks for chilling with me. I appreciate it, bud. Hope all is going well in your life. And I will be back online next week. Oh, Friday. I don't know if it's gonna be morning, noon, or night, but I'll do it again. So later, guys. Take care. Be safe and have a good Friday.